Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Optimizer. Okay, so welcome back to Sketcher playlist. In that we have seen a profile toolbar, operation toolbar. If you have missed this one, just go back to these videos and you can see all these commands how we have expand. Okay, now we are dealing with this. In this video, we are going to dealing with this constraint toolbar. Okay, so in that first three toolbars, four toolbars are very important. So let us see one by one. So normally if you just see, if suppose I have drawn this one rectangle and second rectangle like this and one more third rectangle like this. Okay. So if you just observe the difference between these three rectangles, this rectangle has two green sides. These rectangles are all sides are white only, and this one has only one green side. Okay. So what this shows to us that the position of these two lines are fixed. Position of this line is fixed, and no position of these rectangles sides are not fixed. Position means it won't move in this direction, just see, or this direction, only the length is going to be vary. If you just see this, the position is won't change. If you just see, position won't change, only length is going to be changed. But if you consider this, position is also changing and also length is going to be changed. Okay, so green line indicates fully constrained line, white line indicates under constrained line, and one more pink line is there, or violet line you can say, that is for over constrained line. Okay, over constrained line or over constrained geometry you can say, dimensions we can say. Okay, so let us discuss this first. So how to, so always keep into mind that all the sketches should be in green color. All the sketches should be in green color. Okay, so how to convert that into green color? So you just need to define position, and you need to define the size of the object. Okay, for example, this position of these two edges are fixed because we are drawn from this origin. So this is normally origin where x, y, z are 0, 0, 0. When you are going to define this, so just see all these sketch is converted into green color. Likewise, if you just define these and these and length and height like this. So if you just observe this, for this geometry, for first rectangle, only two dimensions are required that, to convert that into fully constrained. Okay, but if you consider this rectangle, you require almost one, two, three, four dimensions to convert that into green color, or you can say convert that into fully constrained model. Okay, so what we can conclude from this one, always start a sketch from the origin, so that with minimum dimensions you can convert that sketch into fully constrained. Okay, so similarly if you just define this and this, and you have to define this horizontal distance from this origin, then it is converted. So for this rectangle it requires two, for this rectangle three dimensions required, but for this rectangle almost four dimensions are required to convert that into fully constrained. Okay, so always keep into mind that you should be start from this origin, and all sketches should be in green color. Okay, so with the help of this you can give the dimensions. Okay, now, so this is what about this constraint. Now we are going to see this constraint defined dialog box. Okay, suppose these are lines like this. Okay, now suppose I want this line should be perpendicular to this line. So what should I do? So for that you need to use this constraint define in dialog box. This command is very useful in constraint, because for creating a tangency between two circles, for creating a tangency between line and circle, for creating a perpendicular lines, parallel lines, you need to use only this command. Okay, so how to do this? Just press Ctrl, select first line, second line, and just click on this one. And from here you can do this perpendicular. Just see, now first line and second line are perpendicular to each other, and then just click on OK. Okay, so if you just move this line, automatically the perpendicular is like that only. Now suppose you want to do parallelism between these two lines, just select first line, second line, just go here and make this parallelism. Okay, So just see these two lines are perpendicular to each other, and this line now parallel to each other. Okay. So there are different commands in this one. Just see one by one we will discuss. So we have seen perpendicular parallelism. Again, there are different object that is horizontal, vertical. If you want this line should be horizontal, just click on this horizontal. Automatically it will be reflected here. So instead of horizontal, if suppose you require that is vertical, just click here and just see this is vertical. Okay. So these four we have seen. Now we will see the tangency, concentricity, and coincidence. Okay. So how to do that? So now suppose I have drawn one circle from this origin like this. Okay. And one line is there. And two more circles I will draw here to explain that command. Like this. Okay. Now suppose I want this line should be tangent to this circle. So how to do that? Just press Control again, select line, select circle, go here and make them tangency. Okay. So if you just see this, just click on OK, and if you just see this, now this line is tangent to this circle. This line tangent to this circle. Okay. So you can do a line tangent to the circle or circle tangent to the circle, like that. Whatever you want, you can do. For example, suppose I want to tangent this circle to this. Again, press Control, select two objects and go here and make them tangency. Okay. Now again, these are tangent to each other. Okay. Like this. Okay. Now next, if suppose I want this and this circle, this and this circle concentric. Concentric means center of this circle and this circle should be coincident. So this criteria or this constraint I want to define. Then select first, second circle, go here and make them concentric. Just see concentric. Automatically first and second circle are concentric to each other. Okay, like this. Now what is mean by coincident that we are going to do? Now suppose I want to coincident this point with this point. Okay, that means if you want to merge two points, then you have to use coincident constraint. Okay, just select first point, second point, just go here and make that coincident like this. Okay, so that is coincident constraint. Okay. Now one more, there is one command that is fix. So if you want to, without defining the dimension, if suppose you want to constrain that or you want to convert that into green color, just go here and select fix command. Automatically the size and position is going to be fixed. It won't change anything. Okay. So that is fix command. Now, I hope this all commands you understood. Now let's move to next command. Now suppose two circles are there like this. Okay. Now suppose I want this circle and this circle symmetric about this axis. Means what we can say, the size of this circle should be same. Also the position in right side and left side will be same. Okay. So what should we do? Just press first object, second object, and axis about which you want to make that symmetry. Press Control, select first object, second object, and this axis about which you want to make that symmetric, and just go here and make that symmetry. Okay. Now if you just see, position is also same for all these things, and also dimensions are same. So this is the useful of that, what we can say, symmetry. Okay. So this distance, length, angle, or all you can define with the help of this also. Okay. So these are two important commands from this constraint. This animate constraint we will see in next video. So before that, one more, that is we are going to see this auto constraint. Okay. So just go here if you want to define the position also and dimension also directly. Just go here and make that auto constraint. So just circle you have selected, and reference element you can select this line and this line, like, and just click on OK. Just see, diameter is also, radius is also defined, also horizontal and vertical distance also defined automatically. Okay, so this is how you can use this one. Okay, now this animate constraint we will see in next video. I hope you understood this one. Okay, so one last option is remaining, that is edit multi-constraint. So how to use this? So just click on this edit multi-constraint, click on this one. So whatever dimensions are there, all the dimensions will be listed in one table or in one dialog box. Okay, and at a time you can change this dimension. For example, if you just click on this one, instead of 104, if suppose you want 100, just click on this 100. Like that, if you want to change this to 200, you can mention that 200 like this. And at a time, more than one or two, you can change the dimensions. Okay. So this is the use of this edit multi constraint. Okay. So if you want to change any dimension, just you need to double click on this one and you can mention whatever dimension you want. Okay. So you can change any dimension, just you need to double click on that one and one dialog box will be open, and from here you can change it. Okay, so I hope you understood this constraint defined dialog box constraint. After that, auto constraint we have seen, edit multi constraint. So in this video we will stop here only, and in next video we will see how to make a constraint, animate constraint, how to use this animate constraint for making the animation of mechanism with the help of Sketcher toolbar. Okay, thank you all. If you like this video, kindly share, comment, like, subscribe our channel. Thank you.